السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم، أما بعد. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. قال الله تعالى في الفرقان الحميد: يسألونك عن الأهلة قل هي مواقيت للناس والحج. صدق الله العظيم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آله وسلم تسليما. Welcome to Holland Park Mosque. I would like to extend this warm welcome to each and everyone. We have come back to establish our first Jumma in this beautiful mosque after 2 years. So 2020, 23rd of March is when we closed the doors of the Holland Park Mosque. As we know that in a few days, or let me say in a few hours, some people are going to be entering the month of Ramadan. And majority people are going to be entering the month of Ramadan after 1 day. There's a lot of confusion in the community pertaining to what is happening. Who are we following? When is the month of Ramadan starting? What is the method that we are following? So on and so forth. So inshallah, in the 20-25 minutes that we have, inshallah, I'm going to give you the update of what we have been doing and the method that we are going to be following from here onwards. As we all know that there is a Imam's organization known as ENIC. ENIC has made the announcement, and that announcement has been circulated 1 week ago, that the first Taraweeh will be Friday night. Therefore, the first day of Ramadan will be Saturday. There are communities in Queensland that take that ruling, and they will be starting their month of Ramadan from tonight. Allah Almighty grant acceptance to all their efforts. But what is Holland Park Mosque going to do? What is Karabi Mosque going to do? This is what I want to speak about. As we all know that for many, many years, I came in 96 to Holland Park Mosque. Since that, and maybe even before that, there's been local moonsighting. When I use the word local, I want you to register the meaning. Local means Australia. So anywhere, if the crescent was to be sighted in Australia, it was accepted. Outside Australia, it was not accepted. Outside Australia, it was not accepted. Only Australia. Now I'm going to stop here. I'm going to make mention of a principle, very important, because there are a few statements that are roaming our communities that make a mockery of scholarship. So if one person doesn't like the ruling of another, he makes mockery of that ruling, or mockery of that organization, or mockery of the leader of that organization. We need to understand that when it comes to jurisprudence, this is a topic in itself, there is a lot of room for difference of opinion. And this is not something that is contemporary. This is traditional. We have found the greatest people of this ummah having difference of opinion. Shaykhul Islam Imam Ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah has made mention of 200 rulings. 200 rulings that Abdullah ibn Mas'ud and Hazrat Umar looked at differently. Now, Abdullah ibn Mas'ud and Umar are both muhajir. They are both muhajir. Hazrat Abdullah ibn Mas'ud accepted Islam very early, before Hazrat Umar radiyallahu ta'ala an. Hazrat Umar radiyallahu ta'ala an accepted Islam, and he was the 40th person. The person to accept before him was Hazrat Hamza, 39th person. And then these people migrated from Mecca to Medina, and they are known as the Muhajirun, and their status amongst the Sahaba is much greater. But the question that comes to mind is, one teacher, one holy book, one city, but they can have a difference of 200 rulings? A difference in 200 rulings? So a lot of people say that the Quran is one, the Prophet is one, so why do you have a difference of opinion? Don't direct this to Imam Uzair. Direct this to Hazrat Umar radiyallahu ta'ala. Direct this to Hazrat Abdullah ibn Mas'ud radiyallahu ta'ala an. What I'm trying to say is that there is room for difference of opinion. But there was one thing, and this is what we forget. They had a difference of opinion, but they had a lot of respect for each other. They had a lot of respect for each other. Like Hazrat Umar radiyallahu ta'ala an, when a group of people came to him and they spoke about Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, and Abdullah ibn Mas'ud passed by, he pointed to him and he said that this person is Bahrul Ilm. This person is an ocean of knowledge. He didn't discredit him. He didn't speak ill of him. He didn't say isko kuch pata nahi. He said Bahrul Ilm. He's an ocean of knowledge. When Hazrat Umar radiyallahu ta'ala an left this world, it was Abdullah ibn Mas'ud who said that today the fort of Islam has collapsed. Today the fort of Islam has collapsed. That was the respect that they had for each other. Difference of opinion is no problem, as long as we do not criticize one another. We do not break those boundaries of respect. This is the beauty of Islam. If it was a tunnel vision religion, there will be no accommodation for the contemporary issues that we are facing. How do you use the credit cards? All the contemporary issues that we are facing nowadays, where do we get the rulings from? Because they are not explicitly made mention in the Quran or in the Hadith Mubarakah. It is scholarship that dive deep into the knowledge, into the ocean of knowledge, and extract these gems that were not needed in the past. Let me be very careful, or not needed in the past. The gems were always there, but they were not needed. This is the beauty of the religion. Scholarship evolves, meaning that it brings out the gems that are needed at times. Like if we study the first 200-300 years, the Hafidha, the strength of memory of scholarship was amazing. Imam Bukhari, you go before that, Hazrat Abu Hurairah radiyallahu ta'ala an, Imam Shafi, Nu'man bin Thabit, Imam Abu Hanifa, Imam Bukhari, Imam Muslim. What a strength of memory. It is not a need of the time, so we don't find people like that. We don't need that kind of a memory nowadays. So there's not many people of that strength of mind in the market. So Allah Almighty has sent people with different capabilities that basically will guide people in their time. And whatever tools are needed, Allah Almighty will grant it to certain people. So if we want to, we speak about unity. And this is the hot topic around the month of Ramadan. When we speak about this, unity comes from respect. So we need to respect each other. We can disagree, but we need to respect. This is very, very important. Now let's go back. So this is the principle. So let's go back. So we have been following local moon sighting for many, many years. Now one is theoretical sighting, put that to the side. ANIC, they make their decisions based upon theoretical sight. We have been sighting the crescent Australia-wide. But for the last 2-3 years, we have understood that there is a slight problem in our community. There are people that are starting on a different day because of a different method. So we wanted to improve in moon sighting. So let me make this very clear. UMB, Karabi Masjid, Holland Park, Center of Excellence, Bald Hills, we wanted to improve moon sighting. I read a very interesting article. Before 1947, Pakistan, India, Bangladesh was one country. Before 1947, it was Hind. Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, one country. You sight the crescent in Lahore, it is accepted for the people of Bombay, and it is accepted for the people of Dhaka. Suddenly, there's a problem. Boundaries are made by people, and now the sighting of Lahore is not accepted for Bombay. The sighting of Lahore is not accepted for Dhaka. Doesn't make sense. A few years ago it was accepted, but now it's not accepted. People made those boundaries. That's why Allah reward the fuqaha, the Muslim jurist, who have wisdom, who are guided by Allah Almighty. They give us principles. What do the fuqaha say? Now this is guidelines for people that follow moon sighting. Not talking about theoretical sighting. Those that follow moon sighting, we all follow moon sighting. What are the guidelines? Those countries that share the night with you, their horizon is like your horizon. Because let's say in 30 years' time, for whatever reason, the government makes an announcement that Brisbane is a country. What are we going to do? We're going to disregard the sighting of Sydney because now Brisbane has become a country? Fuqaha give us clear guidelines. Those countries that share the same night are considered to be your horizon. That's why one of the greatest scholars in modern time, Mufti Taqi Usmani Sahib Damat Barakatum, when he came here, and there were scholars from all around Australia, the meeting took place in Dara Masjid. He said that you should extend your boundaries to the 5-hour zone. These are his words, 5-hour zone that is inclusive to Pakistan, that is inclusive to India, to Malaysia. But it is amazing. There were so many scholars that day, maybe over 100. There were so many scholars that day, but it didn't come in the mind of even one scholar at that time, including myself, to say, Hazrat, it's not practical. We can't wait 5 hours. We can't wait 5 hours, because if we're going to wait for Pakistan, let's say Maghrib in summer here is at 6:50, at 12 o'clock is the sighting in Pakistan, by the time they substantiate it's going to be 1 o'clock. It's not practical. But it didn't come in our mind. And then Mufti Taqi Usmani Sahib gave guidelines. He said the 5-hour zone and left. Allah reward Maulana Shabir Sahib, who has been leading this effort of holding this Mubarak Sunnat of moon sighting. We came together. I was one of the early members of that movement. And we wanted to include New Zealand, Fiji, Malaysia, Indonesia. But we were facing a big problem. And you know of that problem, it took place last year or the year before that, that there was a sighting in one of these countries that I've just made mention. I don't want to hurt the feelings of any person, so I don't mention the country. and it was impossible to be sighted. It was impossible, because we cannot disregard science completely. It was impossible for it to be sighted. People stood up and said, we have sighted the crescent. We can substantiate it when it is in Australia, because we have the network, but when we go beyond the boundaries of Australia, we face a problem, especially if it is not possible to be sighted. 2 years ago, I made the announcement to the beautiful family, and I said, we're going to include Fiji, we're going to include New Zealand. There were many scholars of the Moonsighting organization that said, Imam, not a good idea. I said, we need to improve. When I say improve, what do I mean? Give the best chance for the crescent to be sighted. That's what I'm referring to. Give the best chance to the crescent to be sighted with the eyes or with optical aid. But we faced a problem. Imkane ru'ya was not there. There was no possibility of it to be sighted, and now there's a big problem. The word goes out, everyone jumps on the bandwagon, and they say, Imam Sahib, it has been sighted, without knowing if it is possible or not, and then we are crushed by trying to improve. Alhamdulillah, by the grace of Allah Almighty, for the last 6 months. So I've been going through the lockdown. Of course, the lockdown is over with the efforts of the Karabi Mosque committee, the beautiful Imam Ahmad Nafa Sahib, Holland Park, the committee of Holland Park, and UMB. We have started to work with the organization known as JAKIM. So JAKIM is the official organization of Malaysia that basically have 29 posts. And they are professionals in the sense they have the resources. Now we talk about moonsighting. We've been moonsighting for the last 25 years. We don't even have optical aid that is acceptable by moonsighters. Imam Uzair is the only one, or let me say Holland Park is the only one, we bought this through CIQ, that has optical aid, but it is locked up in the shed. Don't use it. Don't know how to use it. Looks nice. Don't know how to use it. So we said, if there is permissibility to push the boundaries and give us a better chance to sight the crescent so we can coincide with the majority, why not? Why not? We are not giving up moon sighting. We're just extending the boundaries. Extending the boundaries is acceptable. Optical aid is acceptable by the contemporary scholars that believe in moon sighting. So we have been speaking, we have had multiple meetings, Zoom meetings with JAKIM. As you know that Malaysia opened, because most of us do go for holidays to Malaysia, it is opening on the 1st of April. So we couldn't go before that. But we are going to go there and officially, physically have a relationship with them, meaning have a face-to-face meeting with them for the Hilal of Dhul Qa'dah. That is 29th of the 30th of May, we are going to go. But for the time being, it has been all Zoom. Myself, Imam Ahmad Nafa Sahib, Maulana Abdullah Gardi Sahib was there as well. UMB Sheikh Yusuf was there. Dawood Bachelor, Allah reward him, who organized this, because he was a student in that university. So we all came together. So they have 29 posts. They collect information from Indonesia, Malaysia, and Brunei. These are 3 countries. Indonesia, Malaysia, and Brunei, not Singapore. Singapore, because it is controlled by the government, so they don't have that affiliation with JAKIM yet. 29 posts, and they sight the crescent with optical aid. Now the biggest problem, we are not there. We're going to accept their sighting. Let's say it is not possible for the crescent to be sighted. What are we going to do? We made it very, very simple. After lengthy discussions upon this point, we have said New Zealand is included, Fiji is included, because the 5 hour zone, we can't go to 5 hours. We're going to go to Malaysia, Indonesia, Brunei, but we're going to put a condition. Imkani ru'ya. If it is possible to be sighted, we will accept it. Scientifically, if it is possible to be sighted, we will accept it. If it is not possible, we will not accept it. May it be in Australia, may it be outside Australia. May it be inside Australia, may it be outside Australia. If it is not possible to be sighted, we will not accept it. So it mitigates, eliminates, eradicates all possibilities of wrong sighting. Does it make sense? I'm trying to be a teacher today. It's no lecture, just being a teacher, trying to give you the insight of what has been going on. So from now onwards, Holland Park Mosque, Karabi Mosque, UMB, we are going to be following not local moon sighting, but regional, including these countries. Now, we want the best chance for the crescent to be sighted, so we can coincide. Majority of the time, we may fall with Enik. But now there is a mujahada. There's a struggle that you need to make as well. It's not that easy. Don't put all the burden on the shoulders of the imams. There's a little bit of struggle that you need to make. Maghrib time in Malaysia, winter and summer, falls between 6:45 p.m. to 7:10. Our Maghrib in winter, 5:15, 10 past. In summer, 6:50. But in Malaysia, it's very different. 6:45 to 7:10. What I've come to know. I spoke with them. They said it's about 25-minute window. Inshallah, in the next few years, the waiting time is going to be less. But for the time being, let me tell you, our Maghrib in the month of Ramadan is going to be around 5:15, 5:20. Their Maghrib is going to be, let's say, 7 o'clock. That is a 2-hour difference. So if we're going to wait for them, we're going to have to wait up to 10 p.m. 10 p.m. We used to be jumping up and down at 8 o'clock. Now the jumping will start around 9:45. 10 p.m., not before that. If we want this to work, 10 p.m. And it's only twice in a year. Consider it to be a Laylatul Qadr night, Qiyamul Layl night, where you're making ibadat. But don't put pressure on us, because we're trying to do the best by holding on to the Mubarak Sunnat of the Nabi of Allah, and that is moon sighting physically, extending the boundaries. We need your assistance as well. Now, what is happening for this month of Ramadan? Anik has made the announcement. They're going to start tonight. That is theoretical sighting. That is not our method. That is not our position. That is not the position of Holland Park Mosque. That is not the position of Karabi Mosque. We are going to go with regional moon sighting. But let me tell you, local moon sighting, today is their 28th. Those that follow sighting in Australia, their Sha'ban, today of course is Sha'ban, it is the 28th of Sha'ban. It is the 28th of Sha'ban today. But for regional moon sighters, we sighted the crescent in Indonesia, not in Australia, for the month of Sha'ban, as it was sighted in Pakistan as well. So today is our 29th. Today is our 29th. I made mention of the word imkan ru'ya, possibility of being sighted. It's not going to be sighted tonight. But we're going to make the official announcement at 10 o'clock. Because we need to have a standard, 10 o'clock. It doesn't matter if it's going to be sighted or not, 10 o'clock. You can go home after Maghrib and go to sleep. Inshallah, you'll see the message in the morning, not sighted. Because it can't be sighted. The only difference is tomorrow, we know by Maghrib, month of Ramadan has started. We know the month of Ramadan has started because 30 days of Sha'ban have been completed. So for us, Holland Park, Karabi Mosque, Bald Hills, UMB. 30 days have been completed. Tomorrow, after Salatul Isha, we are going to pray Taraweeh. First Roza, first Siyam, Saum is going to be Sunday. For local moonsighters, they have to wait because it's their 29th tomorrow. Natijatan is going to be the same because it's going to be sighted. Inshallah. Should be sighted. Let's say it is not sighted. Let's say it's not sighted in Australia, then problem again. For a very, very long time, we haven't experienced this. There's going to be 3 starting days. Friday, Saturday and Sunday. So make a lot of dua that it is sighted tomorrow. So I couldn't be any clearer than this. I wanted to be transparent. All right. There's a duty on your shoulders, that waiting game up to 10 o'clock. But that gives us the best chance for the crescent to be sighted in our region. Inshallah, we're going to go in the month of Dhul Qa'dah to see how they do this. It is with optical aid. The fatwa is there. The ruling is there by the scholars of moonsighting that that is acceptable. All right, so tonight is the sighting of the crescent. According to the principle Imkan al-Ru'ya, it will not be sighted. So you can go home, but the official announcement, because we want people to be habituated to that 10 o'clock deadline, you will get the message by 10 o'clock that it has not been sighted. Tomorrow is going to be the first of the month of Ramadan, meaning the first Taraweeh.